Okay, so now I just got done watching the Dr. Umar Johnson hearing that happened yesterday. I actually forgot about it. I knew about the hearing. I did a video on it, but I forgot that I didn't actually watch it live as it happened yesterday because I completely forgot about it yesterday. But now I just finally just got watching the hearing, man. And I'm going to say, I got to say this. And I've been critical of Dr. Umar Johnson, but objective at the same time, if that makes sense. Obviously, he's still asking for donations and money for his school that may or may not be built. We don't know. I'm still waiting for the school to be built myself, right? If you follow me for a long time, you know that I've worked firsthand with Dr. Umar Johnson, brought him down to South Florida for lectures quite a few times, et cetera, et cetera. So, I've like I said, I've worked with the man before, interviewed him and things of that nature. But I'm going to say watching this so-called hearing was an absolute joke. It was an absolute joke. It was a waste of time. And I just couldn't believe that they had the audacity to bring this man to a hearing and their evidence was okay. So first of all, let me just backtrack. They brought him down for a hearing because they charged Dr. Umar Johnson of practicing psychology without a license. That was the charge. Practicing psychology without a license. That was the charge, okay? And they also mentioned that he was promoting himself as a psychologist, not a school psychologist, there is a difference between the two, but I think that's semantics. The average person doesn't really know the difference or the textbook definition difference of a school psychologist versus a psychologist, right? But there is a difference. And their evidence that they brought forth to this so-called hearing was 2 Breakfast Club interviews with DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Angela Yee, because he stated that he was a school psychologist, a school certified psychologist, right? And they also mentioned that they got a screenshot of his website back in 2015, 2014, where he states he was a school psychologist. This was a whole waste of time. Complete waste of time. And, I saw people's comments and stuff on a More Info's TV channel. Some interesting comments, man. But for the most part, this was a witch hunt. It was a complete joke. And I think that Dr. Umar Johnson needs to sue the Department of School Psychology Board for the state of Pennsylvania. I think he needs to sue them. That's my opinion. I think he needs to sue. It was a complete waste of time, man. Complete waste of time. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, man. This so-called hearing was an absolute joke. And Dr. Umar Johnson mentioned that it costs $2,400 the cost of this hearing and the investigation was $2,400. Where did that money go? Because you can easily look up these videos on YouTube, the Breakfast Club interviews. That don't cost on $2,400. So where did that money come from? That's why he needs to sue. It was a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. And you had this attorney there, this white dude who's, completely out of place, asking Dr. Umar Johnson questions about his history and his background and trying to question the interview on the Breakfast Club, not knowing who Angela Yee is, Charlamagne the God is, or anybody in, the elk of black society, right? Completely out of place. But yeah, man, this was a complete waste of time, and Dr. Umar needs to sue, in my opinion. Just sue the whole damn state of Pennsylvania's board of psychologists, the Department of Education, if they were involved as well. He needs to sue, straight up. I saw the video also with Tariq Nasheed. He was talking about, he had his comment and weighed in. I think he was on Instagram Live. And he said that it was a publicity stunt. He said it was a publicity stunt. I don't recall him saying that before. I think his other videos previous to the one he just did, I believe yesterday, he said that Dr. Umar Johnson was going to get his psychology license removed. And that, you know, he basically, in this particular rant that he did, or his commentary that he did, he downplayed it, saying that it wasn't a big deal in the publicity stunt. But before, it seemed like it was a big deal to him that Dr. Umar Johnson will get his license removed and stuff like that. But, you know, I completely disagree with that, man. This was not a publicity stunt. He's no way. He worked in tandem with the Pennsylvania Department of Psychologists, or the state of Pennsylvania school board psychologist. He didn't work with them to orchestrate this so-called publicity stunt. That didn't happen. This was $2,400 of taxpayers' money wasted for this so-called investigation. And the evidence they presented was 2 Breakfast Club interviews and a screenshot from his website back in 2014 or 15. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, like I just got done watching this video, and this person here left a great comment also about what Tariq Nasheed said on his video. This person, Quiet Type. He says, "You are a liar. In your other videos, you said he had to go to court or he'll lose his license," which I just said. "You were really happy and joyous. Earlier today, Umar proved this case in court. Now you want to play it down like it was a small case. Everyone knows that when a person is called into state court and forced to defend themselves and credentials, there is nothing small or funny. You can't play that down. You're just jealous. Damn, bro, it's true. Everyone was right that you are all about money and you try to character assassinate anyone who threatens your money or brand. The more you talk about Umar, it seems like people are correct. You are a pimp that is pimping the black community. In the past, I've actually defended you. You should let this go, bro. At this point, it's making you look bad. You look like Anakin Skywalker about to turn into Darth Vader. You're a great comedian. However, you are filled with arrogance and half-truths. Bring the real Tariq back. Don't let disdain for Umar be your downfall. Most likely, don't let your arrogance bring you down. You gave us your view on Umar. Thus, you need to let it go and move on. Otherwise, you will continue to look like a disgruntled, jealous-hearted female." Hey, Quiet Type be speaking facts. You know, I like I said, you know, the so-called black conscious community, I separated from that particular group over a year ago. You know, and it's like I said, it's no different than a black church. The black church is the same way. You got these pastors, these preachers in the community. They're a succubus in black society. All these churches in impoverished areas in the so-called black community, and you want your flock to give you donations for the so-called building fund, and ain't no damn building. You riding around in new cars, you got new clothes and stuff like that, and meanwhile the actual neighborhood where your church resides is falling apart. You step outside your church, there's drug dealing, there's violence, there's you know, all kinds of just disdain, corrupt behavior, right? And you know, that's the same. It's the same reason with the so-called black conscious community. You know, that's why I separated myself from that group. It's the same exact scenario, same exact thing. But like I said, with Dr. Umar Johnson, I gotta say, man, this was a witch hunt, man. It was a witch hunt. It was a travesty to have this man in the hearing, to see him to defend himself because he was on 2 Breakfast Club's interviews saying that he was a school psychologist, right? And they're trying to accuse him of promoting himself as a psychologist. Come on now, that's a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time, man. Straight up, you know. Complete waste of time. So, you know, again, like I said, at the end of the day, family, I may have been critical with Dr. Umar Johnson and also Tariq as well. I've worked with Tariq before as well. I've done hidden color screenings, stuff like that. I work with him as well. But at the end of the day, I do want Dr. Umar Johnson to succeed and build that school. Yes, it's everybody has the right who donated to his school fundraising initiative has the right to question where the money is going. Everybody has the right to do that. But I don't just want to see the end result. That's what I want to see. And I'm sure a lot of you want to see the end result as well. Right? I want to see the end result as well. Tariq mentioned that this hearing was a smokescreen to hide the fact that he still hasn't built a school. Those are two separate issues, Tariq. Two separate issues. No, it's not a smokescreen, and he had nothing to do with this being a publicity stunt. This was all on the Pennsylvania Department of Psychology, or the Pennsylvania State of Psychology, and maybe perhaps the Department of Education. It was all on them, and it was a witch hunt based off 2 damn Breakfast Club interviews as evidence and a screenshot of his website back in 2014. All right, 2 separate things. All right. When you get to a certain level of success, one thing that it's really hard to avoid is ego. It's ego, and I would say that, Dr. Umar Johnson falls in the realm of narcissistic personality disorder. Even the greats like Malcolm X had egos. Martin Luther King had egos. Marcus Garvey. I can go on and on. Noble Drew Ali. They had egos. When you get to a certain level of success, you have an ego. Right? You have an ego where it borderlines on being narcissistic. But I believe that Dr. Umar Johnson is an ego-driven, narcissistic black man, right? And he's fueled by his followers. But I have to call this like I see it. Like I said, this hearing was a complete waste of time. It was a witch hunt to try to discredit this man, and he needs to sue for defamation of character. He needs to sue the Department of Psychology for the state of Pennsylvania for defamation of character. Just a lawsuit needs to come. And that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But this was not a publicity stunt at all, whatsoever. This was just a complete waste of time. All right? Just a complete waste of time. But yeah, it was a joke, man, to watch this damn footage, man. It really was a joke. It really was. So anyway, family, those are my thoughts on that. Also, like I said, I just opened up a BlackJunction.TV channel. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel on BlackJunction.TV. I will have exclusive content uploaded directly to BlackJunction.TV. Only exclusive to BlackJunction.TV. It would not be on YouTube, so stay tuned for that. All right, family. So those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Make sure you also subscribe to my BlackJunction.TV channel and follow me on all my social media outlets. All links will be down below in the description. Until next time, family, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out.